All right, 216-539-0607. Be happy to talk with any of you. Oh, gee, he's been protesting since 2007. I think we all have had an awful lot of reasons to protest. This organization, and as I've said before, I think the one shining ray of hope for Browns fans is the fact that Jimmy Haslam has stepped in and is going to own this team, and I think we are going to see a drastic improvement in what I consider to be the one missing part in this organization, which has been any sense of urgency in terms of turning the situation around. We've had no urgency to win at all by Holmgren, by Shermer, Heckert to some degree, but he really doesn't have a lot to do with that, and by a lot of the previous coaches and a lot of the previous management. And there's just no excuse for it. You fans, Browns fans, are the best fans in the world. There is no other place that could have had the NFL steal their team for that length of time and then come back and support an organization that has been absolutely devoid of any kind of success from 99 on, except the Browns fans. And my hat is off to you. That's a part of the reason that I'm a Browns fan. I bleed orange and brown, will always bleed orange and brown. And while I like other sports and other teams, I am a Browns fan first, last, and always. And I do not apologize for that. But likewise, I'm not going to be somebody that is going to tell you, oh yeah, things are fine. Our wide receiver group, no problem. Young guys, and they're really good, and they will do just fine. I'm going to tell you what I see, tell you what I think, tell you what I know about the game of football, as straight as I possibly can. No punches pulled, no backsides kissed. It is what it is. And this year, I think we're in for a long season. I think it's going to be 4 or 5 wins. If we get lucky, maybe 6. But I think that's about all we can expect. And I would expect that not to be enough for Shermer to keep his job under the new administration. And I would think that you're going to see some new management at the top as well. I don't think this organization under Jimmy Haslam is going to be nearly as patient to allow Holmgren to do his deal and build only through the draft. This thing needs to be turned around, and it can be turned around in a year or two. But you have to be willing to take short-term, relatively high-cost moves in order to get the players to fill the holes until you can develop the rookies behind them to eventually beat them out and take their place. And that's the only way this thing is going to be turned around. The reason I say that is we are coming up in a year having a group of pretty good players that may be potential free agents, and in 2 years a bunch more. If this team is not winning, guys like Hayden, guys like Sherrod, guys like Jackson and Thomas and the other, and even Whedon and Richardson for that matter, are not going to stick around if this club is not winning. And because they're going to be attractive enough, they're going to get free agency opportunities to go elsewhere. And that's why we have a very small window to get this team turned around and started back on the way to winning. And that's why I am so convinced that I believe Jimmy Haslam's going to get it done. I really do. I am absolutely thrilled with Jimmy Haslam. and what he has done so far. Chad, give us a call, my man. Absolutely. 216-539-0607. You can also Skype in, Chad. You can Skype in at Will Smith DSN. That is the Skype. So absolutely give us a call. Love to have you give us a buzz and let me know what you think. Yes.
Yes. Hey, Papa, how you doing?
Hey, my man, how you doing?
Good. This is Chad.
Good to talk with you.
No, always. I had to call in to talk about Art Modell.
Fire away, my man.
Okay. Where should I start? I mean, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, all the falsehoods today have really gotten me fired up. I'm not even going to lie. A lot of falsehoods.
Yep.
A lot of falsehoods. Do you mind if I explain the story of how the Browns left in reality?
Be my guest.
Okay. Let's just go with this. Okay. In 1973, after Modell had already owned the Browns, he signed a 25-year lease to operate the stadium away from the city of Cleveland. Basically, it freed up tax dollars for everybody else to move money around. You know how Cleveland runs, yep. Papa. But at that point, it was a good thing because this guy was going to be taking over the stadium for the city, and he could run everything along those lines. So that was 1973. His lease actually was for $150,000 for the first 5 years of the lease. So $150,000 he got, and then $200,000 each year after that for the extent of the 25-year lease. But that put Modell and his company that he formed called Stadium Corporation, which my father actually worked for a little bit, that put them in charge of everything. They owned the stadium at that point.
Parking, concessions, everything.
Oh, yeah. And basically what happened at that point is he got himself a good deal. He had the Indians as his tenant. How many games do the Cleveland Browns play in the municipal stadium? 8 games a year? They can fill it up?
10. 2 preseason games, 8 regular season games, yep.
Okay. Yep. I forget about the in those days, preseason games, you wouldn't get anything. Nope, it was completely different. But, at this point, I mean, it was just something that basically he had the Indians as his tenant for years.
Right.
And he didn't allow the Indians, basically, the only thing the Indians could get were the gate receipts. They weren't, they didn't get any suite profits. They didn't get any concessions profits. They didn't get anything like that because Art Modell was there and he basically had control of the stadium, control of the concessions, control of everything there. And he refused to share any of that income with the Cleveland Indians for years on end. And basically what happened was after years...
Hold on just a second.
Do I have you, Papa? I'm sorry, I kind of lost you there.
No, hold on just a second. I was trying to adjust the volume.
Oh, okay. I got a little bit of an echo. I'm sorry.
No. That was me. That was me. Okay. So it should be better now. Mike, if you can type in, let me know if you can hear better now, because I turned up the volume.
You're good, Papa.
Okay, good.
You're good.
All right,
I can
good
hear
enough.
you good.
Go right ahead, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, but this is too good to have some of the listeners miss. I didn't want them to miss it, so I appreciate it very much. Go right ahead.
No problem, Papa. No problem. I appreciate you having me on. This is great. I'm just very frustrated with all the improper history of this.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. So what happened is, I hope everybody heard my little spiel about how he got his lease and everything like that onto the stadium with the luxury suites and everything along those lines. What people don't seem to understand is the Indians had to lease everything from him. The Indians were his tenant for years in that stadium, and he refused to share any suite or concession profits with the Indians' ownership at that point. And if you look at the NFL versus Major League Baseball versus the MLB, you have 8 games versus 81 games.
Right.
It's a big difference in income. I know the Browns sold out all the time, and the Indians didn't have anybody that came in, but the Indians got gate receipts. He got the concessions and all the stuff that was expensive. And back then, you could buy an Indians ticket for $2 or $3.
Yep.
It was a completely different time. And basically what happened is when the Gateway Project came up, Art Modell didn't want any part of that because the biggest part of his income was the Cleveland Indians.
Right.
And people don't seem to understand that. And when the Indians left Municipal Stadium, that screwed Modell because he didn't have anything besides the Browns and, like, say, concert income, like Pink Floyd coming in during the, the mid-'80s, or, late 80s, something like that, big concerts that would fill it up. That was his only income. So he fought, tooth and nail to not have the Indians get into Gateway. And he was offered an opportunity to get into Gateway, and when he didn't get into Gateway, he threw a fit. And when the Indians were going to leave him, then he brought out the $185 million Cleveland Municipal Stadium Improvement Project for a tax after Gateway had already been done, and he got screwed on. Well, he didn't really get screwed on, let's put it that way. He basically, it was unreal.
Right. They refused They refused to finance his package.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was, and the thing is everybody seems to forget he had a chance to get into Gateway, and he could have gotten into that project, but he didn't want to lose the Indians as tenants in his stadium. That was his main course of income, and that's a big thing that I think everybody seems to look over when they do it.
Yep.
And the other thing, November 6th, 1995, the day before voting day, is when he announced he was going to leave and go to Baltimore. November 7th, 1995, the city of Cleveland approved a tax that would have given him his $185 million to do the stadium.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just, the big thing is the city did not screw Art Modell. Art Modell screwed himself, is my big thing.
Yep.
It's my big thing. That's what I want to try to get across. There's a lot of BS out there.
Oh, there is, yes. And it's getting deep.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I mean, people are blaming Michael White, things along those lines. It's crazy.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's crazy.
And it was pure greed and bad management on his part. And that's why he is in the circumstance. He was in the circumstance where he had to do something. And what he should have done was sell a part of the team. That's what he should have done.
Yeah, he wanted a family legacy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Papa.
That's right. You're absolutely right. And that's why he took the money. And don't forget who provided the airplane to fly him down there.
Oh, Mr. Lerner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, hey, everybody makes mistakes. Maybe Lerner tried to make up for it. I don't really like going along those lines. I just like giving facts about what really happened. And there's no way Modell did not get screwed by this city. His greed screwed him. This is a man who took out a loan for Andre Rison to pay Andre Rison a free agent contract.
Yep.
You can't sell out every game in a stadium that seats 80+ thousand people and be losing money. His thing was he bet against the Indians, and when the Indians left, he got screwed.
Yep.
Well, business-wise, and he couldn't deal with it.
Yep.
And he just wanted his own thing, and he wouldn't go along with anything else. And I don't think Mike White is a saint or anything like that. The Cleveland City, you know me and my politics. But come on. I mean, it's just really, come on.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly, Papa. Exactly, Papa.
Great job. Hey, thank you so much, Chad. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, Papa, man. I love the show. You're my favorite, man. You're my favorite. I've been listening to you since day one.
Yeah, I know you have. You guys have been, and this is why I do it, is because you guys deserve it. You really do. And that's why Moo does it too, because you guys are absolutely the best. And quite frankly, the Browns fans are the best fans anywhere in the world for any team.
Oh, I think so too.
Yep.
Agree 100%, Papa. Agree 100%. I just don't want to have a heart attack trying to talk to Moo. It might kill me. I don't know. We might go into political talk, and I don't want to hurt the old man over on his other side.
Well, we all appreciate that, Chad. But thank you very much.
Good.
That's why I don't get into politics on this show at all.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you, Papa.
Absolutely,
I hear you,
my
Papa.
man.
But hey, thank you very much for the airwaves. I appreciate it. You have a good evening, sir.
You too. Appreciate it very
All right.
much. Great call. That is
All right.
a
God bless
classic.
the USA and our troops.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chad. Take care,
All right.
my
Love you,
man.
Papa. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. All right. Excellent call. Just absolutely dynamite. And like he said, it is what it is. And all